here with a story time. I've never done one of these before, but I'm going to because this is a story time from my travel experience that I had going to and from Utah for CVX Live. I have a paper full of notes here because I'm gonna need it because that's how much stuff happened to us. Yes, don't mind the noise in the background. I'm watching TV. So, on August 1st, me and Sam had a flight to Toronto at 2 p.m. So we got to the airport around 12 at a decent time. So we got to the airport, our flight was at 2. Once we got on the flight, they were saying that Toronto had really bad thunderstorms. So we would get to the runway, which we did, and we waited about 30-ish minutes. And then after the 30 minutes, they said, okay, we're gonna wait another hour and then see how it's going from there because we're not getting information to tell you guys, so whatever we know is what you know. Well, after the hour of waiting, thankfully I had snacks. I never bring a carry-on, but the one time I decided to bring a carry-on is when all of our travels went wrong. So something was telling me to do it this time. I was eating snacks while we waited, which is good. Once we got to the runway and waited and everything, it was about 5 p.m. and they said the flight is cancelled. Naturally, I'm an emotional person, so I started tearing up and like holding myself back from crying because I'm like, does this mean my whole trip is done and we're not going? CVX is finished and we're staying home. So thankfully, we went to customer service, tried to do all that, but they said we're at the wrong place. So we went down to get our bags. We didn't get our bags because my dad called me because he works at the airport and stuff, but he wasn't working then. So his friend at the airport said, I'll get you a flight to Vegas. My sister was in Vegas when we were going to CVX also, so we were gone at the same time. So he said, go to Vegas, stay with your sister at the hotel. I'll come get you in the morning and I'll drive you to Salt Lake. And at that point I was like, well, I have the best dad ever. Like, he's willing to fly there just to bring us to CVX Live. He would have done it, but things changed. And they said, we'll get you a flight to Vegas and then from Vegas to go to Salt Lake. We got on a flight to Vegas. It was originally at 7 p.m. and then I think 8 p.m. and then it was completely delayed until 1 o'clock in the morning. So because of this thunderstorm in Toronto, all of the flights were completely delayed coming in and going out. The airport was shut down. So everything was messed up because of it. It was an overnight red-eye, which I've never done before, and neither has Sam. But we got first class. First row in first class. We didn't really enjoy it though because we were sleeping the whole time because we were so exhausted by this point. Oh, and going to Vegas while we were waiting all night long, someone stopped us. No, I stopped someone. I said, are you looking at the flight to Vegas? They said yes. And then they said, where are you going? We said Utah. We explained why, and then I got a subscriber out of it. So hi if you're watching. I'm telling the whole story. Once we got to Vegas, it was in the middle of the night. None of the restaurants are open. There was no one walking around. We got to see the strip at night though, landing. It was pretty cool. I've been to Vegas before, but I landed in the daytime. There was no one around to ask even questions. We didn't know where to go, so we just followed the gate signs and went to our gate. Then I saw someone and I said, excuse me, I have a question. We wanted to figure something out. I forget what it was. Maybe our tickets probably. So the lady came and then she gave us our tickets and everything, like our boarding passes. And then we said, our bags are with us too, right? Like, they have our bags. She said, yeah, your bags are on the flight, you're fine. When we were boarding it was 6 a.m. Vegas time. And all these times are messed up because all of the different time zones. So I don't know what time it actually was, but in Vegas it was 6 o'clock a.m. We start boarding and our pass didn't work, so they said go back to the counter. She got it working, it was fine. We got on the flight. We landed into Salt Lake at 9 a.m. Utah time. We went downstairs, went to get our luggage. Our luggage didn't come, so we were like, okay, well maybe it's on the next like go round thing, but we We went right to customer service and we said, we just landed on the flight from Vegas and we didn't see our bags. So they checked and they lost our luggage. So the lady in Vegas lied to us. So Delta lost our bags going to Salt Lake. And at this point we were like, crap. Everything that we need for the next morning, because CVX Live was the next day and we didn't have anything. I packed my makeup in my carry-on, but that's it. Next time I know if I'm gonna do that, bring some clothes. Keep in mind, it was now August 2nd. We left August 1st. Well, we were supposed to leave August 1st. We were supposed to have all of Wednesday free, like to do whatever we wanted, but we couldn't. We were in a hotel the whole day because we didn't have our luggage, we didn't have soap, we didn't have shampoo or anything to clean ourselves or extra clothes. So we wasted the whole day. Thanks, Delta. I called down to the hotel to say, did you get our luggage yet? And I said, no, we'll call you. So I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't matter how late it is, call us because we need our stuff. So we fell asleep and then we barely heard the end of the ring of the phone. And I didn't know if I was sleeping and I thought about it or if it was actually that. So Sam called down and they said, yes, we have your bags. So at 11 p.m. Utah time, we ran down, we got our bags, we were good. So our time in CVX Live and in Utah was absolutely amazing. Everything that we went through to get there, it didn't matter to me. I mean, it did. It was awful. It was terrible. It was like a traveling nightmare. But the trip itself, I have all the vlogs. You guys can go back and watch them. I'll have like a playlist or something in the iCard or down below. Best trip of my entire life. I will go back. Well, coming home, we had a flight to Denver at 11:55 from Salt Lake. So we got to the airport around 9 a.m. Utah time and our flight was at 12. We got on the flight, everything was good. We were so excited to get home after like all the first traveling experience. And then we got on the flight. We waited a little bit too long and then they were like, oh, we have maintenance issues. So we were like, here we go again. So they waited and waited and they said, okay, I was going to the bathroom. I was in line for the bathroom on the plane and they said, everyone get off. It's done right now. So we got off. We waited a little bit. I don't know how many hours it was. It was like an hour wait and then they said, the flight's canceled, they couldn't fix the problem. So another canceled flight. So the lady got us a flight to Atlanta at 12:55 the next day, of course, with our luck. So August 8th. So we waited all day long again and all night long. We got on the flight, everything was good. It was overnight again, so another red eye. We landed around 6 a.m. Maybe earlier, I forget. I'm too confused with all these times. Our flight home was scheduled for 2:55 from Atlanta. And then Sam, I had an assigned seat, but Sam didn't. So as they were getting ready to like board the flight, and Sam had to go to the desk to get her seat. And when they checked her ticket, they said, your flight is tomorrow morning. So the 9th of August. So we grab our stuff, we run to customer service, which was all the way down the hall, and our flight was boarding in 5 minutes. So there was 2 or 3 people in line, and one of them was a flight attendant. So she asked what we were doing, what was wrong, blah, blah, blah. So she got Sam to the front of the line, and she started obviously crying. And the guy that worked there, he was really rude. He didn't smile at all. I should have got his name, but I didn't. But he barely talked. He was like very rude. He didn't say sorry or anything like that to say like, I'm sorry for all that's happening and all that. But the girl that booked us the flight to Atlanta was on the phone at the same time as she was doing everything, so whatever. They got us a flight at 5 a.m. so even more waiting. I swear to God, all we did on this trip was wait and wait and wait. And I was so tired. We barely slept the entire time. We went probably 40 hours of no sleeping well, like 3 to 4 hours of sleeping total in all of this. So we were beyond tired at this point. So we got on our flight and it was so small. I don't think I've ever been on a flight that small. I was kind of scared. Got home, we landed at, I guess, yeah, it must have been later. It must have been like 6 or 7. I don't know. Got home, we got our luggage. We didn't lose anything. It was all good, but that was our travel story. It was an absolute nightmare. I feel bad for anybody who has delayed, canceled, lost luggage, anything, flights like that. I never want to do it again. I know that sometimes you have no choice but to take a connected flight or a layover, but I'm a one-way person because that was awful. That's the first time that I've ever had a connecting flight, so I didn't know what to expect. It was awful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for listening to my sort of long, awful, disaster, nightmare travel experience. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Bye!